Hello student, good evening. This is the last topic from the chapter New Center of Power. In this year, CBSE in 2020-21 curriculum in new syllabus political science, this part SAC that previously it was included in the chapter Contemporary South Asia. Now in this year CBSE also added this part into the chapter number 3, that is new center of power, because somehow the SAC is one of the important alternative or new center of power in front of the world, just like Asians, EU and the BRICS. So in this module we have to know about the first part of the SAC. I make the video this upon the SACs by dividing it into two parts. So here we have to know about the first part, and in that first part you have to know about little bit the background, that is the history of the SAC, though it is not in your syllabus, but I think that if you wanted to know something you have to know about its history, its background. So for that reason I make it a little bit out of syllabus so that you will understand first that why the SAC came in front of the world. Then we have to know about little bit, we discuss about the logo and the members of the SAC. After that we have to know here about the objectives of SAC. We have to discuss here I am discussing about the topic, that is that what are the corporation, what are the 5 important areas where the SACs wanted to give its light. So let's start with our first part of the SAC. So before we go through with the SAC and what you have in the syllabus, first we have to know little bit history, little bit evaluations of the SAC, that how this organization or this agreement, that is the SAC, they are came, and what's the need to came in front of the country. That's we have to know little bit about, so that it's clear your concept about the SAC. Now in the late 1970s, during the time of 1970s, the Bangladesh president Ziaur Rahman, he proposed the creating a trade bloc consisting of South Asia's countries, because at that timing somehow the South Asian countries, they are not a very developed one, they are not get to the opportunities for increasing or improving their trade businesses or their employment. For that reason, the president of Bangladesh Ziaur Rahman in 1970, they tried to he tried to create one proposal, and it upon based on the trade bloc only for the South Asian countries. Now President Rahman, they after giving the proposal, they addressed this proposal letters to the head of the government of the countries of South Asia, means those who are the head of the states of the South Asian countries, or you can say some of the governments of the South Asian countries. The president give addresses, they produce its letter, its proposal in front of them, and they only doing this kind of things because they wanted to present his vision for the future of the region, because the South Asians in that timing are not very well developed. So for that reason the president think to give the promoting the peace, stability, progress in the region, and also it's try to increase its friendship, understanding among the people by promoting this kind of association. And he think about for the future timing when the South Asian countries should come in front of the world as a developed or as a developing countries. So for that reason, the foreign secretariats of the 7 South countries, I mean those who are the foreign take the foreign responsibilities, or take the responsibilities as a foreign minister. So they about the 7 countries, they first time they meet in the Colombo in 1981, and they identified 5 broad areas for regional cooperation. They only talk about the 5 things. Firstly, for this creating the giving the light to improve these 5 areas, they try to start this SAC, which areas we have to know a little bit later in our module also. So basically, so first you get to know that in 1970s the Bangladesh President Ziaur Rahman proposed one proposal, and it addresses in front of the South Asian countries, and in the first time in 1981 they met with all the countries in the Colombo and tried to create these 5 boards for regional cooperation. A series of meetings followed in Nepal, Pakistan, Bangladesh, India to enhance the regional cooperation. So many meetings are happened, and in these meetings was done in sometimes in Nepal, sometimes in Pakistan, sometimes in Bangladesh and India, and they try to enhance the cooperation friendship among their regions. In 1983, they finally adopted the declaration on the SARC in New Delhi. Now one thing keep in your mind that we are talking about SAARC, that is SAARC. Now here we are talking about SARC, that is South Asian Regional Cooperation. In that timing they are not associated. They only created one organizations, or they only created collaborated all the 7 countries and make one only group. For that reason it is said that in 1983 they adopted the declaration. They are not totally adopted, they just declared that we are trying to adopt SAARC in New Delhi, and it was held in New Delhi. And finally, for the first time, when they all 7 countries they met and create one association, that is which is held in 7th or 8th December in 1985 in Dhaka. There they declared that they adopted one organization, one association which name is SAARC, that is SAARC, and where the government of the 7 countries adopted the charter formally establishing the SAARC. They have officially declared their association, which name is SAARC, in Dhaka 1985 7 or 8 December. Before that they are only try to propose, they only personally they are adopting, but officially finally they are declared in front of the world that in their first meeting. So by this way the evaluation, or you can say the SAARC, originated in coming in front of the world. Now we have to know little bit important introduction which is helpful in your examination, which may become in your exam, and it is in your syllabus, that the full form of SAARC, that is South Asian Association for Regional Cooperation, that SARC. It was first coined in 1980, then it was finally adopted in 1985 8 December at Dhaka. It formed 8 countries. See, maybe you can ask me the question that in the previous slide we talked about the 7 countries, and now suddenly I'm telling you about the 8 countries. Yes, because Afghanistan that becomes the 8 members in April 2007. Before that we have only 7 countries under the SAARC, and its headquarters was established in Kathmandu, Nepal. Now we have to know little bit about the members of the SAARC. Who are in the members of the SAARC? We are talking here about the members along with the Afghanistan. So right now it's what's the thing is that, see, if I am saying that this one, the Nepal, Bhutan, Bangladesh, India, Sri Lanka, Maldives, Pakistan and Afghanistan. So these are the areas where we see that the members of the states. So I hope you clear that who are the members of the state, that is India, in Nepal, Bhutan, Bangladesh, Pakistan, Afghanistan, Maldives and Sri Lanka. Now we have little bit talk about the logo, as whenever you learn anything about the organization or any nation, I think you should know about the importance of its logo, why, what kind of logos it was used and why they are using this kind of logos. So maybe it's not in your syllabus, but I hope, I think you should know about this. So the first is that the SAARC logo, carefully just you look up, into the logo. Here you get what that is. The golden color, see this logo is related to golden color here, and this part, you see this part is known is thumbs, this is the part where it is seen hands, this little bit eyes is the Buddha's eyes, and this small areas, these are the 7 pigeons. So you all know that pigeons are replica of the peace, and Buddha's eyes for the calm, and the corporation. Hands also for symboling the doing the development, and golden color is for the improvement. So these are the facts and figures of the logo. Now which you have in your syllabus, that we have to know the objectives. So objectives are divided into two parts. One is the primary objective, another one the secondary objective. So let's start with our primary objectives, which also in your syllabus. The first one is that improve quality of life and welfare of the South Asian country peoples. Basically the SAARC was made only then give importance into the welfareness of the peoples of that areas or members, and as well as they wanted to improve the quality of their life, the standard of their life. They also want to accelerate their economic, social and cultural development by providing all the individuals the opportunity to live in a dignity and to realize their full potential. So basically they wanted to improve, they accelerate the economical position so that the people get their standard of living. They also give importance towards the social, so that the people give opportunity to develop themselves, and also the cultural development, because somehow all this country have its own cultural history. It also tried to contribute mutual trust and understanding, because the main motto of the SAARC was that to create the cooperation among each other, to be believe in with each other's work, and not to be create any kind of problems, issues among themselves. So for that reason its primary objective is to create or contribute mutual trust and the understanding. It also gives the strength its cooperation among themselves and other developing countries. So it's not only that the SAARC's members, they are only about to talk about to be very good and very peaceful manner with their own members and cooperate with each other, but that's not a thing. The SAARC also give importance to talk about to cooperate with themselves and along with the other developing countries, so that they will be developed like what the others developing countries also. And to promote and strengthen collective self-reliance. It's also tried to promote its own development. It's tried to give a strength or give importance to its own development, self-reliance. Now there's one, there's also the secondary objectives are also we have in the SAARC. What is their secondary objectives? The secondary objectives is that the SAARCs not only are talking about only about economic, culture development, mutual trust or understanding or cooperations or the quality of life, but also the SAARC also in the looks into the critical areas, just like they also talk about the poverty so that they will improve. They talk about their education, they talk about their culture, sports, arts, water issues. So these are also the areas where the SAARC also work upon that, but it is the secondary one. The first primary objectives of the SAARC is the above one, which you see that the improvement of the quality life, economic, cultural and etc. So these are the primary and secondary objectives of the SAARC. Now we have to reason that why or what was the reason behind the formation of SAARC, because you all know that when the Asian countries are there, so in that timing somehow the South Asian countries also get importance and also get in development. Then what's the need for making this SAARC only? Because they only make the SAARC along with these 7 countries. There is some reason behind that. What are that reason behind to making these 7 countries only as a association? That it's all the countries who are the members of the SAARC, they sharing the central location Asia, means their location are same, they are included in the Asia only. For that reason they are making. Second one is that they have a common features of Indian subcontinent. They are living in the subcontinent of the India. That's why they have a common geographical, political and climatical same kind of features they are sharing. All the countries gained independence after World War II. You all know that these are the countries who are right now the members of the SAARC. They all get independence from the British after the Second World War II. So they have these common features also. They share same kind of cultural background and history as under the British colonial rule. You all know that all the countries we are talking about, they are under the British colonial rule and they are getting the independence from that. So for that reason they have some minimum same kind of cultural background and also same kind of history, because it's ruled by the British one. these all countries, these all 8 countries are the part of the third world, because they are not taking participate in the Second World War or the First World War. So it's left. For that reason, these are known as the third world countries. These all regions are very poor and they are very overpopulated. They don't have a that kind of development in their economical areas or in the social areas. That's why they are meet with each other and make an association. Predominance of agriculture, these all the countries are dependent upon its agriculture process, and as well as it's also its economic, its capital, what is come from the agriculture depend upon the southeast monsoon. So these are the some common areas for which reason the members of the SAARC, they meet together, associate with each other and try to make one organization which is known as South Association Asian Regional Corporation. So these are the common features or characteristics we can say. If I am giving an example, that whenever you at your school or your college or in your life, whenever you want to make some group, you want to include yourself into some group, like it's a friends group or anything. So you always try to find out whether that the group which is I want to include or I want to make, that group members, have they any kind of common features with me or not, whether I am able to adjusting or not, whether I am able to cope up with them or not. So for that reason we are searching for them. Similarly, the SAARC also, they are searching, they form that kind of association only with that members who have sharing this kind of common features. For that reason the formation of SAARC was there. Now we have to know about the areas of cooperation. What are the areas where they are cooperated with each other? First one is the agriculture and rural development. This SAARC was made only for some kind of corporation, for some kind of areas. What are that areas? They are cooperated with the rural and development and agriculture process. They try to cooperate with each other in a cultural development. They try to cooperate with each other in the environmental issues or in biotechnology. They also try to cooperate with each other with the economic and trade areas. That is the most important. In education field, in health and population activities, in finance, in funding and mechanism, and in the information, communication and media. So these are some areas which you have to know, that in which area the SAARC's members, they are cooperated with each other. So up to this we all knew about the SAARC. So we can say that SAARC is one of the historical event in the life of the South Asia in 1980s, in the formation of the South Asian Association for Regional Cooperation, which we call briefly as SAARC. And we can say that it is one of the another landmark movement towards the regional cooperation in various regions of the world, which began with the end of the Second World War and draw the age of the decolonization. So for that reason we can say that yes, these are the members who try to come up and associated with each other, so that they will develop their countries, they will develop their economical areas, they will develop their different areas and come in the front of the world as a developed country. So they try to do this kind of things, and behind this Bangladesh President Ziaur Rahman have a very big contribution, because whatever the proposal of the SAARC that was came from his mind, and he proposed this kind of thing. So I hope you all understand about the little bit introductions about the SAARC, that why it is come, what are the history to came and how it is came, what are the areas of the corporation, what are the objectives, and like this kind of things. So in this module you clear about the concept about the SAARC. In the next module we have to know, which is the second part of this video, we have to know about the SAARCs, why the SAARCs are creating the problem, or why the SAARCs are not very much fulfilled its target. For that reason they make SAFTA, and what are the peace and cooperation areas with SAARC with India and other countries. That's we have to know in our last part or second part of this video, that is the SAARC. Till that go through with the video very carefully, so that you will understand what was the reason. And if you wanted to know about the SAARCs, what you have in your NCERT book, then you have to be go through with that in the chapter Contemporary contemporary South Asia, because that it was the previous topic which was included in the contemporary South Asia's as South Asia chapter, and now it is included in the new centers of power. So till that, clear your make clear yourself about the concept. In our next video, we talk about analyzed about the SAFTA and the peace and cooperation of the SAARC areas. Till that, thank you.